So the next thing I wanted to talk about is behavior management. And the most important thing you can do is to have a really good schedule. Uh, it having a good schedule is the beginning and the end, and I will explain why. So when you have a good schedule, your child feels more comfortable. When your child feels more comfortable, they're more calm and pleasant to be around, which makes your life easier. And so it's always good to write down a schedule, put it on the refrigerator, put it on the microwave, put it on your bedroom door, put it somewhere, and try to adhere to it every day. It will make your life so much easier. I just did a really short one, especially for infants. They are up every 3 hours. They sleep a lot, but they also are the most high maintenance in care. And so let's talk about that. So I kind of thought of it in 3 hour increments. So 6 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 6 p.m., 9 p.m., 12 p.m., and 3 p.m. Now, for the first 2 months of the baby's life, this could be your schedule. And so that's not a lot of sleep. And so you really have to schedule it so that it's as comfortable as possible, and learn to take naps in that time when your baby is taking a nap. It'll make things easier. Anyway, the things you want to do is to feed your baby, every 3 hours is a good time, sometimes 2 hours, but for our schedule's sake, we'll just say 3 hours. You want to make sure your baby's clean and change your baby's diaper. You want to put your baby back to bed and have them sleep until about 8 p.m. Usually that first early morning time when they wake up, once you feed them and cuddle them and talk to them, they'll go right back to sleep. Not always the case, but many times. Mid-morning, they wake up again. They need to be fed and have their diaper changed. And now you have some wake time, right? Sometimes that they're looking at you and just kind of looking around the room, or they might be fussy. You want to play with them during this time and cuddle and coo and talk to them. And then you want to put your baby back down for a nap, right? Because, it's usually about an hour and a half that this wake time occurs. And then it starts all over again. You feed them, and then you diaper change them, and you make sure they're all clean. And then you have some wake time and back to it. Again, that goes until early evening. Sometimes in early evening, they'll sleep longer. And so that midnight feeding is back towards the 6 o'clock in the morning feeding, as well as the 3 a.m. feeding. You're going to feed them, make sure their diaper is clean, put them back to sleep, and sort of go through it that way. Now, many parents have a real struggle with the sleep time. And I've read a bunch of things about this. And one of the best things that I've ever read, and it was through a journal, parenting journals. It's also through the Mayo Clinic. There's a ton of resources. You can look them up that talks about this sort of procedure, this formula. And the formula is, again, the schedule where you feed and clean and make sure that they're cuddled and played with. And then when you put them down into bed, you kind of stroke them and you say, you're going to be okay. And if they fuss, you leave the room for 30 seconds, and then you come back in and you check on them and you say, you're okay. Don't pick them up. Just kind of check on them and say, you're okay. And then you double your time to a minute, do the same thing, come back in and, with a soothing voice, you're okay. Go back out for 2 minutes, and then 5 minutes, and then 10 minutes, and then 20 minutes. And it seems like a lot of time. But once they get used to the fact that you're going to come back in and everything's going to be fine, they'll get used to going to sleep when you put them down. It's just repeat and repeat. It's just one of those things. And I remember with my youngest child, we adopted her from China, and it had been years in between, and the same procedure. We had her in a crib in our room, and then we put her in her own room. And I remember reading the rules over and over again, and going in and putting her down and soothing her, and then leaving. And it's very, very stressful. But once they learn to go down, it just makes your life so much easier. So if you have any questions about that, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section, and I can go over that further. So that's just kind of a basic schedule. And again, this is for children between the ages of 0 and about 2 months. And then the good thing about that is the schedule changes and you get a little more sleep and a little more sleep until they're waking up, maybe going to bed at maybe 9 o'clock and only waking up at 5, and then going back to sleep until about 8. And so then you just repeat the schedule, but with less times to wake up. So